The greatest moment at Exposition Park took place on October 8, 1903. Up until the 1900 season, Major League Baseball's National League was the most elite in all of professional baseball, but in 1901 a new league called the American League was formed and gave rival in popularity, which would create a feud between both leagues. However, in 1903 the dispute would be settled when both the American and National League agreed that the champion of their leagues would play each other in October to see who was better. This playoff matchup would be called the World's Championship Series, which was eventually renamed the World Series. The first ever matchup pitted the American League champion Boston Americans, who would eventually become the Boston Red Sox, against the heavily favored National League winners, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the series would be decided by who could win 5 games out of 9. The series started in Boston, where the Pirates took 2 out of 3. When it moved to Pittsburgh for Game 4, the Pirates would win again 5-4, highlighted by 7th-inning hits by Tommy Leach and Honus Wagner, and a complete game by Deacon Philippi, as they now led in the series 3-1. However, even though Pittsburgh won the game, the Americans would put up a fight in the 9th, scoring 3 runs and leaving the tying and go-ahead runs on base, and it was a sign of what was to come. The Americans would break out their bats in Game 5, winning 11-2, giving them a chance to even up the series. Game 6 was a rematch of Game 2's starters, Bill Dineen for the Americans and Sam Lever for the Pirates. Both teams were held scoreless in the first 2 innings, but the Americans would get to Lever in the top of the 3rd. Dineen came to the plate with 2 out and singled to left. After a walk to Patsy Dougherty, Jimmy Collins came to bat and singled to center to score Dineen to give Boston the lead. Chick Stahl then singled to center to score Collins to make the score 2-0 and put runners on the corners for Buck Freeman. After a stolen base by Stahl, Freeman hit a grounder to third baseman Tommy Leach, and it appeared the inning was over, but Leach would misplay the ball and Collins scored to make it 3-0. Lever retired Freddie Perrin on a ground ball to prevent further damage, but after getting out of the bases-loaded jam in the top of the 4th, the Bucks would threaten in the bottom half. Kitty Bransfield came to the plate with 1 out and singled to left, and Claude Ritchie drew a walk to bring up Jimmy Sebring as the tying run. But Dineen would get Sebring to hit into a forced play and then retire Ed Phelps on a ground ball to get out of trouble. The Americans tacked on 2 more runs in the top of the 5th on a sac fly by Buck Freeman and an error by shortstop Honus Wagner. Boston scored again in the 7th to take a 6-0 lead, and with 9 outs to go, it appeared that they were going to even up the series, but in the bottom half, Dineen ran into trouble. Jimmy Sebring led off with a single, and Ed Phelps singled to put runners on first and second. 1 out later, Ginger Beaumont singled to center to score Sebring and put runners on the corners. Fred Clark came up next and hit a double to left to score Phelps and Beaumont to make the score 6-3. Dineen would retire Tommy Leach on a fly ball for the 2nd out, but after a stolen base by Clark, Honus Wagner walked to bring the tying run to the plate, and the crowd of 11,556, which had been quiet for most of the game, had come to life. Dineen's next batter was Kitty Bransfield, who would work out a walk to load the bases, and Claude Ritchie came to the plate as the go-ahead run. But Dineen would get ground into a forced play to end the inning, and have no further trouble as he went the distance, retiring the next 6 hitters in order, as the series was tied at 3 games apiece. This game turned out to be the turning point of the series, as the Americans would win Game 7 and return to Boston 1 win shy of the title. Dineen started again in Game 8 and twirled a masterful 4-hit shutout to clinch the title and make the Boston Americans Major League Baseball's first World Championship team, and showing that in 1903, the American League was the best in baseball.